Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Squad Goals podcast. I'm your host, Gabe Lurziak, and to my farthest right, I have, of course, our star, Seth Lurziak.
What is up, guys?
And unfortunately, Simone will not be joining us for today. I will be talking to him tomorrow in a special interview at the tail end of this podcast. You guys will see that right after this. But we also have a very special guest with us, our good friend, Isaiah John.
What is going on, guys?
Hey, and Isaiah, how do you like the setup? How do you like this podcast situation we got going on here?
It's honestly incredible. I love it.
Yeah, in case you guys couldn't tell, this is our first episode with the updated podcast setup. We have, of course, 4 mics, and we just, we're taking this seriously for your guys' entertainment and for your ears. We assume this will sound a lot better than what we were listening 100%. To earlier. But Seth, we had a little bit change of plans going into today. You want to let them know what we'll be talking about today?
Yeah, so originally we were going to be talking about transfers and all the new transfers that clubs have been making over the summer transfer window. We were going to be talking about transfer rumors, but unfortunately those plans have kind of changed due to Simone not being able to be on the call tonight. So we're going to save that for next week's podcast.
Yeah.
But this week, we got a special one for you guys. This week, we're going to be talking about the World Cup. And we're going to be giving our early World Cup predictions. So come November, we're going to be doing an updated one of these, more in-depth and more specifically with the individual matches. But this one is specifically going to be just who we think is going to be getting out of each group stage and who we think is going to advance throughout the tournament. So, this should be a really good one. It'll be interesting to see both our takes here and who we think is going to win it all and go far in this tournament. But yeah, like I said, come November, we'll have a updated one for you guys. It'll be more in depth and it'll obviously be much closer to the actual World Cup time. So yeah.
Yes, sir. It's always good to have a backup plan. We always have schedules that conflict. So, no harm, no foul. But we also have been talking about international football for the past 5 episodes ever since we started the podcast. So why not have another episode? We're pretty good at it.
Seemed appropriate.
It did, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So let's just jump right into it. We have the 8 groups. We all finally know what every team is in each of the groups. We don't have to worry about intercontinental playoffs anymore. Even though some of our teams we were rooting for didn't get in, we have all the groups. They're all confirmed. And let's just start with the predictions. So I'm going to ask these guys go through each group, and they're just going to list out who are the 2 teams from each group that will be advancing to the knockout round. Once we get to the knockout round, we'll be going match by match to see who will be crowned their early World Cup prediction champions. Yes. So starting off with Group A, we have our host Qatar, Ecuador from CONMEBOL, Senegal from CAF, and the Netherlands from UEFA. So quite some interesting teams, but I feel like you guys might have similar predictions on which 2 will be moving on. But nonetheless, I'm very interested to hear. We'll start off with Seth. What do you got going on here in Group A?
Yeah, so this is definitely an interesting group because obviously you have the host Qatar and you never want to rule them out. You never want to rule the host country out, even though they definitely seem like the underdogs in this group. But even though they are the hosts, unfortunately, I don't see them advancing. And I also don't see Ecuador advancing here. So in Group A, I have the Netherlands taking the 1 spot here. They just looked so good in the Nations League the past couple of weeks. And just their ability to move the ball, get up the field, connect passes, combine good passes in the midfield, and get to their strikers and Steve Bergwijn and Memphis Depay. They just look like a strong team. And their defense looks really good. Of course, Virgil van Dijk back there looking good. But yeah, I think this team is going to take this group here. And I also have Senegal finishing second in this group. I mean, they're the best African team. And not just the World Cup, but in the world.
In Africa?
In Africa, yeah. Sorry.
African teams not in Africa. I never heard that one before.
My fault. I meant just Africa, but in the World Cup, they're definitely the best African team here, and I see them getting that second spot. I think Ecuador can definitely contest for that second spot, but they looked really strong, winning the African Cup of Nations and beating Egypt there. They looked really good. But yeah, I got Netherlands and Senegal here in Group A. Unfortunately, Ecuador and Qatar will be bowing out here.
Okay. Fair enough. Isaiah, do you have any differing picks, or will he be agreeing with Seth?
I literally have the exact same opinion. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer with this one. I mean, it's the Netherlands, and then we have Senegal as a strong second. I feel like they've been performing really well, and I mean, like again, it's a no-brainer. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely think with Senegal, like, I mean, you have Sadio Mane, Koulibaly, Idriss Gueye, like these guys here.
Senegal's a international team that no one really talks about. They just kind of like show up when
Very under
an
the
international.
radar team.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I feel like they could make a splash at the World Cup in a little, in a fashion.
100%. Yeah, this team's got some scary weapons to it. People don't really appreciate the African teams in the World Cup enough. I think this is a team that has a chance to make a good run, and I think they have a good shot getting out of this group.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's just move straight on to Group B. This is a very interesting group. Of course, the group we're pretty invested in ourselves because, it's where our home country, the United States of America, will be competing in. And the 4 nations in Group B are England, Iran, the U.S., as I just mentioned, and Wales, also from the United Kingdom. So 2 United Kingdom teams, the USA, so that's 3 English-speaking teams. And then we have Iran. So a very historical group and just a very tantalizing group. Just, a group you don't really see often, but one that can lead to some very interesting matches. I'm curious to see if any of you guys have the U.S. getting out of this group. Seth, let's go again. See what you got.
Yeah, this group was a big toss-up for me. So just seeing how England have performed in the
They did not have a great Nations League. Nope.
they were one of the worst teams in the Nations League. They looked really bad. And that made me scratch my head a little bit because I was like, wow, I thought this team was really going to like just take this group and they were going to go far. And now I'm a little worried about them. I mean, they have the talent. It's all there. They have such good players, such young talent, but I'm a little worried for them. But this is why this is early predictions. There's still plenty of time for England to get things right. They have a couple matches in September to do this. So because of that, I think England will correct their wrongdoings here, and they're going to top the group. So I got England topping the group. But second place here was definitely tough. This was really tough. I mean, I was really going back between USA and Wales. Iran, I apologize. I have Iran at 4th. They're a strong team. Iran is actually a strong team. I really wouldn't be surprised if they made an impact in this group. I believe they're ranked like in the top 25. Like,
yeah, I think it's one of the tightest groups.
That's sort of surprising. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close to like 20th ranked, or they're somewhere around there. So
and Wales is right around there as well.
Yeah, like you got a lot of good teams in this group. Like don't underestimate Iran. Like they are going to be a good team. But I just think the other 3 teams in this group, they just have better talent overall. And I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Right.
It's just the overall talent on these teams. So I got the USA getting out of this group.
Let's go.
Finishing second. But it's not going to be... It won't be easy.
No.
And it's going to be super close. I really wouldn't be surprised if this group
came down to goal differential or something.
Exactly. Like if Wales and USA finished on the same points, that could happen. Like I could see that happening.
Right.
So it's really a toss up. Like I wouldn't judge anybody for saying England and Wales are going to go through. But I mean, this USA team, they look good. They look good. A lot of young talent coming in. This is the best the US have looked in a while.
Oh yeah.
It seems. So I think they can escape here with England. But like I said, don't count out Wales. I mean, this is probably Gareth Bale's last time here.
It's his only time. Yep.
Yeah. At a World Cup, at a big event, Gareth Bale's gonna be hungry, and he's gonna be wanting some goals. Danny James, our boy.
Just don't surrender any free kicks to that team.
Definitely not. That's not a good idea.
Yeah. So with Danny James and Gareth Bale up top, it's definitely scary. They got some good youngsters in there. Underrated defense, but Yeah, this is going to be a very tight group. But at the end of the day, I'm going with England and USA first and second in the group. Wales will get third. Iran will finish fourth.
All right. Mr. Isaiah John, what do you have to say?
I hate to say it, but I literally have the exact same opinion again. I just feel like, again, it's a toss-up between the U.S. and Wales for sure. I mean, Wales is definitely strong, but I feel like, again, like you said before, overall, the USA has a much stronger team. And I feel like if some of their key players like Christian Pulisic can just pull forward and make some runs and provide some really good some really good I don't want to say chances. That slipped my mind.
Good chances.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pull through and get that second place spot. So
no, I think that midfield and those forwards with Pulisic and Timothy Weah and Yunus Musa, who I've been talking about Yunus Musa a lot.
Yes, sir.
Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, like these youngsters. They play for big European clubs here, and they look good when they're all together, and they got to come together here for the U.S. But like I said about Wales, I mean, they beat Ukraine to get here. Ukraine's not an easy team. They're in last in their Nations League group right now, but they've been holding their own. Yeah, and they were more focused on getting to this World Cup, so I don't really blame them. But they've been holding their own against Belgium and
Netherlands,
and even the Poland game, they weren't really
not trying.
So, but yeah, England and US, I think we can agree on that.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see where you guys differ, if you guys differ in any of the group stages, just because...
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we will. I think it's going to start to be getting a little different.
Yeah, I think once we get closer to November, those November predictions, I think when predictions will be more different, because we'll know the rosters to the teams, and that could be an episode in itself once we know the rosters to the teams. And
well, the thing is, we'll know those rosters, and
more games will have been played.
Yeah, that and... The September window is going to be huge for a lot of teams. Those 2 games are going to be absolutely huge to see what coaches and managers are going to have their teams looking like.
Right.
And also just for injury's sake. We're going to know who's healthy coming out of the September window, who's going to be available for this World Cup. So
right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. These will definitely change, but they don't call them early predictions for nothing.
Exactly. But with that being said, let's move on straight to Group C. Argentina, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. This is a very fun group, in my opinion.
Very, very spicy.
Yeah, very spicy group. And I'm excited just to see this group unfold in general. I feel like there could be some upsets coming. Yes. And it's just exciting. And I would bet money just to assume that you guys both have Argentina moving on, just as spoilers, but you can list your predictions as who's moving on. Seth, we'll start with you.
It's like he said before, it's an absolute no-brainer here. Argentina's winning this group.
Yeah.
Hands down, Argentina is winning this group.
Their players would all have to get injured or something for something
the entire lineup would have to be exiled or something. This team has just looked so good,
unstoppable, almost
scary good, like World Cup winners good.
When was the last time they lost?
Dude, I don't know. I think they went they went undefeated. I'm pretty sure in World Cup qualifying, like Brazil did. I think they both did.
Yeah,
and it's just really interesting because we've seen how Messi has looked on PSG lately, and it's been very iffy. But him on Argentina is another animal. I don't know what it is, but
I agree, yeah.
He just loves his country. He loves his country. He loves his people. He just wants to play for his people. He wants to win trophies.
He's got at least one now. So
yeah, and
there's no pressure anymore.
This team's really scary. Di Maria's still world class. Lautaro Martinez looking really good. DePaul in the middle, who I love for Atletico Madrid, looks really good. This team is solid all around. Really good keeper in Emi Martinez. Their defense looks sharp as well. This team all around just looks so good. Without a doubt, I think they're getting 9 points in this group. They're just going to win every game. So
it'd be sad if they didn't.
Argentina's got this locked up, literally locked up. So first place is locked up for them.
Second place, though.
But second place is interesting.
Actually, I would kind of disagree. I feel like second place is kind of a no-brainer as well. I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like Saudi Arabia is gonna be that strong at all. I think it's fair to say, unfortunately.
I think they're like ranked 50 exactly or something like that.
Yeah, I'm aware you guys are Polish, so you have a lot of faith in the Polish team. But I just feel like the way they've been playing lately, in comparison to Mexico, who's always like consistently been good, I feel like it's gonna be tough for Poland to even stand a chance against Mexico.
Well, that first match will be telling. It's gonna be Mexico Poland on like the second day of World Cup of the World Cup. So whoever wins that match might get out of the group.
Yeah,
and the loser might not.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hey man. I mean, hey, that's why we have opinions on this show. But I got to disagree with you. I got Poland finishing second in this group, getting out with Argentina. Listen, I mean, Mexico historically is a great team, but I mean, I got to disagree with you.
They're getting a little bit old, are they?
They are.
I mean, not just that, but
so is Poland, but
not just that, but I mean, I have to disagree with you in Mexico's form lately. I think Mexico's been kind of poor. Mexico have looked kind of poor, and I honestly think they've been struggling. They've been struggling a lot. I mean, they sort of struggled in World Cup qualifying. I mean, obviously they, finished second, which is good. But for Mexico, they struggled a bit. But so did the U.S., so that's fine. But they've been struggling in some, like, friendlies that they've been playing. And, I mean, they got thrashed by Uruguay 3-0 that other day or a few weeks ago.
That's true. I can't deny that.
But, yeah, Mexico they don't seem right. Something is off about Mexico right now. Obviously, my predictions could change, seeing how they look in a few months.
Normally, they're a really good team.
Usually, yeah. And I think it has to do with their coach. I've heard a lot of rumors about, like, their coach is just not that guy for Mexico. Like, he's not getting the best out of his players. He's not utilizing them right. And I just don't see it right now for Mexico. Like, they just don't look sharp. They don't look like that top CONCACAF team, like, that would get through this group, which is, again, why I have Poland here, who Poland has been very 50-50 on and off. I mean, but whenever you have Robert Lewandowski, you always have a chance. So,
True.
As long as he is healthy and scoring goals, Poland has a chance. I mean, Zelensky as well looks really good. Cash looks really good. So Poland has a little bit more pieces to help Lewandowski this time around. And I just think Poland is a little bit more structured and a little more disciplined right now than Mexico. So I'm taking Poland here at the 2 spot, but it will be close. This is one that could come down to, like, goal differentials again, as they can match on points. It's going to be close, but I got Argentina sweeping this group, and then Poland just hanging on for that second place.
For dear life.
But Mexico,
it could be a goal differential thing. They could both end up with 4 points or something.
They could. So yeah, and I didn't really talk about Saudi Arabia, but yeah, I think they're gonna get 4th here. I mean, they're a good team. Like, they're solid, but again, it comes down to just the talent and
in comparison.
In comparison and experience, and I just don't think Saudi Arabia has that against these 3 other teams. So fortunately, they'll get 4th here. Mexico 3rd, Poland 2nd, and Argentina 1st. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if predictions change come World Cup time. We, of course, at least Seth and I will be rooting for Poland to beat Mexico, to move on to the round of 16. But as we've known, Poland's not the greatest in tournaments, and Mexico usually consistently gets at least to the round of 16 and then usually gets out. But we'll see if fortunes change in this tournament. So who knows? Now, this is the fun group.
Oh, boy.
Group D. We got France, the 2018 winners. Australia, should have been Peru. Denmark, and Tunisia. So a very interesting group.
This is interesting.
I could see Seth now. As soon as I pass the ball on to him, he's going to be like,
Denmark's winning this tournament.
Oh no. Okay, sorry, I had to do that little voice effect. But anyways, Seth, am I wrong? Is France going to get the World Cup curse like Spain and Germany have in past it? Is Denmark coming out on top? Have you changed?
No, I have not changed my prediction at all. No, not. I mean, Denmark is going so far in this tournament. Like, people just don't even understand. And I'm going to start here by saying that Denmark is winning this group.
Okay. 9 points.
That's really surprising for you to say that.
Say it again?
9 points.
You think so? No, that's really interesting. I want to hear your reasoning
7.
for that because I think France is going to just destroy. I mean,
Ooh.
So
People have said that about Germany in 2018.
that is true.
I'm going to say they're getting.
I'm guilty of that.
So I'm going to say Denmark's getting either 9 points or 7. They're either going to go 3-0 or they're going to get 2 wins and a draw. But I don't see Denmark losing here.
Okay.
I don't see Denmark losing. I will say, I will get back to my reasoning, but I do have France actually getting second in this group. So France will advance.
Okay.
They're not going to win the group, but they will get second. The World Cup curse will not hit France in the group stage.
Oh, no.
I think they'll get lucky, though. They'll get lucky, but it's not going to hit them in the group stage. It'll hit them, just not right in the group stage.
Seems like it's hitting them in this Nations League tournament.
It really is. It really is. And then I have Tunisia finishing 3rd and Australia finishing 4th. So you want to hear my reasoning?
Please,
I'll give you my
please
reasoning.
do. I'm very curious.
So obviously, during previous podcasts, I could not have stated it any more clear. Denmark is the X Factor team in this World Cup. They are my dark horse team. This team is just completely underrated by everyone. This team is really talented. I mean, just starting with Christian Eriksen. What a player he is. I mean, this team, just at every level, the goalkeeper, the defense, the midfield, the strike, like, it's all there.
That's what you hope for in a team. Yeah.
So no, but why would you? But if you compare it directly to France, like, how do you think that Denmark would be a better team? Because
I mean, Denmark's already beaten France like 2 weeks ago.
That's true. That's true.
And you're right. Talent wise, France is a much better team.
Yeah.
100%.
France has more talent in their backup squad than like half the teams in this World Cup.
Yeah, 100%. That is true. They do. But one, the World Cup curse, of course, that we all believe in here.
Of course.
Two, I mean, France have struggled in the Nations League. They have they've had moments of brilliance, but they've looked pretty poor. And I mean, I know they're missing a couple players, but for the most part, they have their A team. And they were playing Mbappe and Benzema. Like, they were playing these, like, you know, their A team lineup.
Let's not forget Euro 2020 either.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
When they lost to Switzerland in penalties, exactly. Like, that's the thing with these big teams is, yes, you can have all the talent in the world, but if it's not like put together properly, and if it's not structured right, it could just fall apart real quick. And I just love Denmark football right now. They are playing so well. Like, they look really good. They look unstoppable. Like, this team, I mean, they're like 11th ranked in the world right now. Like, they're almost top 10. Like, this team is really strong. And I've been saying it in previous podcasts too. Watch out for when they get a ball in the box. They just always seem to get a foot on it. Like, any crosses, any deliveries, they're just so good at, like, you know, creating chances and putting the ball in the back of the net, which is really key, especially for winning games. And this team's just, you know, they're really good. They're a really good pressing team. They're a really good pressing team. And they just have the ability to, you know, not need a lot of possession to win the game because of their high press.
Right.
And they can hit you on those quick counterattacks, and with some beautiful combination plays in the midfield between like Christian Eriksen and Hojbjerg, and there are different players there. I've been saying it, and I'm going to say it until November.
Oh, dear.
Denmark
Here he goes again.
is winning this group. They are going far. People need to stop underestimating them and just watch out for this team. Watch out. They are first in the Nations League, in their Nations League group with France, by the way, who is in their group for a reason. Denmark has 9 points in that group. France has what, 2? Like, they've already knocked France out of the Nations League. So France, I would be a little worried about France. But I think, again, due to talent-wise and just how good of a team they could potentially bring to the World Cup, I think they'll have enough to squeeze by Tunisia. Tunisia, again, very good team. Could challenge for that second spot. But, again, this is France we're talking about. Very talented. They have the pieces. They just need to put it together. Tunisia is a good team. They could rival, but I just don't think that will happen right now. But again, that could change. That could change. And then Australia, this team, we do not like Australia. But I just think they're going to get fourth. I mean, they're a solid team, but I just don't think they match up well against really any of these other teams in the group. I think they're going to struggle a lot. And they're just
they made it to the qualifying playoff by like a point or something.
Yeah, they really struggled in their qualifying. And I mean, they did what they had to do to get through against UAE and Peru, but it's a whole nother ball game in the World Cup. So Denmark first, France second. That is my prediction. Tunisia third, and then Australia fourth. Yes,
okay, well, let's see. You barely gave Isaiah any time to talk, but Isaiah,
I had to explain my Denmark. I'm sorry.
Isaiah, is Denmark going through for you?
Denmark actually is going through for me. They've been a really strong team, like Seth said before.
Yeah, they better be going through.
They are definitely the X Factor team in this group over here. Tunisia is definitely solid, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were to pull the second place spot. But I think overall,
not over Denmark though.
It makes more sense to have Denmark finish second place. And then we also have Australia. Like, come on, respectfully, it's not happening. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of speak to the power of France really quick. I mean, literally, Karim Benzema, Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe. Like, as much as I don't really like those players, they are very solid, and I feel like they're gonna kind of carry France past the group stage into the round of 16.
I mean, they did win the World Cup 4 years ago with those players.
They did, yes, they did. Okay, let's move on to the next group, Group E.
Hey,
I don't want this kid to blow a fuse.
Let's not steal my job here. We're going to be talking about Group E, a group that was also waiting for an intercontinental playoff team, but now we know who is in that group. So Spain, Germany, Japan, and the newly added Costa Rica. Will Costa Rica pull off its 2014 magic? Will Japan somehow pull an upset and topple these two European giants? Or will the two teams that had the most recent World Cup curse happen to them in 2014 and 2018 respectively actually get out of their groups and maybe move on a bit further in the World Cup this year? These are two powerhouse teams we're talking about. Spain and Germany. Are both of them leaving this group for you guys? Seth?
You want to start?
Oh, Isaiah? Okay, go ahead, Isaiah.
I'll start. So I think definitely it's fair to say that Spain is a very strong team. And I think they have a more than likely chance of coming out on top for this group. Yeah. And honestly, like, believe it or not, I feel like Germany hasn't been incredible. I feel like...
they could be performing better.
They could have been performing better, but I feel like overall, yeah, they are solid. So I'm going to give them the second spot here. But then, I mean, it's weird. Like, I have like this weird affinity for Japan, and I feel like...
I think we all do.
Yeah, we all do.
It's so weird.
Special.
Like,
I think it just
neutrals.
like,
I don't know
Japan.
what it is. Like,
we just want to see Japan do well.
Everybody
like,
wants to see them do well. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Spain, Germany. That's it.
I think the thing with Costa Rica, though, before I hand it off to Seth, is that I think it's going to be hard to score goals on them. So
yeah, they're a solid team. That's the thing.
You have to get goals in the box. I feel like Costa Rica is very solid defensively. They won't really hold on to the ball on offense, so they'll keep. So as long as you have like high press and then maybe can get some chances in, but like their keeper is very strong. Seth might talk about him when he goes into his thing, but I mean. So who knows? I don't think it'll be enough to get past Spain and Germany. But again, I'm not the one making predictions. Seth, what do you got going on here for Group E?
Yeah, so I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here.
I see. Okay.
I've actually got Germany topping this group. I've got Spain finishing second here. I've got Japan third. And Costa Rica is going to get last. So,
okay. So our CONCACAF brethren.
So yeah, I'll start with Costa Rica here. I mean... This isn't going to be 2014 all over again. They're not that same team, and
they're not that guy.
Yeah, they're really not that guy. They're not that guy this time around. And let me explain why. So, yes, you talked about their defense. Obviously, Keylor Navas, their keeper, world class, of course. But Did we watch that New Zealand game?
We did.
We did. Yes.
And it was not pretty.
It
New
was
Zealand
not.
almost went through instead.
They should have.
They
Actually should have. And Costa Rica, yeah, I mean, they did what they had to get through, but they looked poor. Could not get the ball. Didn't look great even when they had it. Weren't really pressing. No really good combination plays or anything. Like, it was just a poor performance from them. They honestly got lucky, and I don't like to use that word a lot in soccer, but they got lucky. And yeah,
it'll be fun to see New Zealand in 2026 though.
Hey, I mean, probably, but like, the thing is yeah, you spoke on their defense and keeper, but this was also against New Zealand here. This was against New Zealand's. No disrespect to New Zealand, but
they're not ranked very high.
But like, the fact that New Zealand came this close
came a disallowed goal
multiple times. Yeah, like 2 disallowed goals. Multiple times they came so close to scoring on Costa Rica. Imagine what teams like Japan, Spain, and Germany are going to do to Costa Rica.
That's fair.
True. That is true.
Like, if New Zealand can come this close, these teams are breaking that so easily. So yeah, Costa Rica is getting last for me, unless they can show me something in the next few months during the September window or something.
Yeah,
they're getting last. Japan,
we all love Japan.
I do. Like, that's so weird.
We all love Japan. I mean, this team, they could shake this group up. They're a good team. They're a very solid team. They have good players. I mean, this team's hungry to win, and they're not afraid. They have so much confidence. That's what I love about Japan.
You know how devastated I was when they lost in 2018 in that fashion?
I know.
3 unanswered goals by Belgium.
I know. And it's just like, this team is not afraid to face anybody. Their confidence is so high, and it's just so great to see that for a team.
They lost to a friendly in Brazil by 1 goal.
Yeah.
Like, not bad.
Yeah, they did. And like, they're going to go toe to toe with the giants of Spain and Germany. And it's going to be,
will they get a point?
I think they can pull a point. Or maybe,
they honestly could.
I wouldn't say more than 1, but I think, yeah.
Yeah, a win might be a bit much, but you could see a point coming against Germany or Spain or both. You never know.
Well, Germany is their first match, so
yeah, that'll be interesting. So, Japan could keep it close. But now, let me talk about the 2 giants here.
Oh boy,
I mean, you got Germany and you got Spain. Obviously, their World Cup curses already happened, but both these teams should be able to get through the group here. Honestly, I think Germany have been going through, I don't even know what to call it, because like, they had what, like 5 1-1 ties in a row.
It was
so
kind of
it's not
sad.
like they've been bad, but like they haven't been losing, but like they haven't been winning. Like, it's just been weird. But like, they have the talent, they have the players. I mean,
finally showed it against Italy.
Yeah, Kimmich, Goretzka, Werner, Kai Havertz, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry. Like, this team is full of attacking talent, and that will press you, hold on to the ball, create really good chances. They're fast, they're strong. Germany's always has a strong team physically, and they will bully you. Like they will bully you. So I think this team's gonna make a good run in this cup, and I think they're gonna pull out this group over Spain. And the reason I'm saying they're gonna beat Spain here is I think it just comes down to experience. I think Germany has a little bit more experience here. I mean, you got new players coming in for them, but Spain has really new players coming in. I mean, you still have veterans like, Busquets, of course, like Jordi Alba, but I mean, you got some really young talent. You got 17-year-old Gavi.
Oh, no.
You got Pedri.
Gavi.
I mean, you got some really young talent here. I mean, you got Pablo Sarabia and Morata, and you got some really good players here. I mean, the thing is, Spain's defense, we've talked about this, look a little shaky. They've been getting exposed by just 1 through ball. So I think Spain has to tweak a few things. But honestly, it could go either way, because Germany's had their struggles, Spain has had their struggles. But I just think Germany has it a little bit more right now than Spain, especially that game against Italy, the 5-2 for Germany. That was beautiful to see. That was like the
German football right there.
Yeah, that was it right there. That's what we like to see. So yeah, I think this will be probably the most interesting group of the World Cup. I really think
it'll probably be the most fun. Yeah.
Yeah, most fun for sure. So I got Germany 1, Spain 2, Japan 3, and Costa Rica 4.
Okay, there we go. Let's move on to Group F. Now,
I've been dying to talk about
Group
F.
F
Oh
is
my
also
gosh.
very interesting. In case you guys don't know, which you guys probably don't know, our boy Isaiah over here is born and raised Canadian.
Yes, sir.
So
gotta represent Canada. I'm loving it.
this group is in.
Shut up.
Canada is in the World Cup for the first time in his entire lifetime.
Congratulations for that. Yes.
And
Congratulations to Canada.
they earned it. They won CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. They're a tough team, and they're they're nice, young, like they're talented, but they got some competition. They got Belgium, who just recently. They're still number 2, right, in the rankings? The rankings just got updated.
I
think they're number 2 still.
They are still number 2.
Then you got Croatia, the World Cup finalists from 2018, who have been looking pretty decent. Not as nasty as Denmark, but they've still been looking pretty decent in the Nations League.
Yes.
And then Morocco. Besides that 3-0 slip up to the USA, I mean, they've kind of been somewhat strong in African qualifying as well. So, I mean, Canada, they gotta hold their own here. But we'll start with you, Isaiah. Will they be getting out of this group?
Yes, they will be. I have them set as first place. No, I'm serious. No, please. Let me explain. So we do have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
Whoa.
Now, as you guys know, every single game that Canada's played, they've been on a tear. I mean, they've lost a few games, but that was either because they've gotten a red card or they've literally just lost by 1 point, which I don't feel like it's that. Please let me finish. I don't think it's that bad. We have star talent, Alphonso Davies, freaking Tajon Buchanan on an absolute tear. They're making some great moves. And every single game they've played, they've literally won like 4-0, 4-1. So I think they're going to come on top with this. Now, second place, I do have Croatia.
Oh, Belgium's not getting out.
I'm serious, yeah. And the reasoning is because Belgium has, statistically speaking, they have a really strong team. However, they've not been performing to the best of their abilities. It's clear. You know, they were literally making slip-ups against teams that they should be winning against without a problem.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Speak.
No, wait. Oh.
No, that's all I got.
That's interesting. I mean, hey. We'll
respect the
we'll be
opinion.
rooting for our CONCACAF brethren. It's always good to see CONCACAF representation.
For
so
sure.
if Canada moves on, we'll be happy. But Seth, is Isaiah a bit delusional?
Delusional? I don't know what you're talking about.
He is very delusional. It really wouldn't surprise me if Canada got through.
Which they will.
But I think them getting first place in the group, that's a bit much.
Even on goal differential.
Dude, even on goal differential. I like, okay. So, I have Belgium winning the group.
Wow, okay. That's really... I'm sorry.
Belgium is winning this group. Croatia is finishing second. Canada gets third. And Morocco gets fourth.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Canada, Moroccan fans.
Yeah, okay. Morocco's a good team. They are, again, one of the stronger African teams. But, I mean... We just saw what the USA did to them. Canada could probably do something similar. And of course, Belgium and Croatia would probably do the same. So, I mean, Morocco, they have decent talent, but I just don't think...
They better get some friendlies in September and prove us wrong.
Yeah, I just... Right now, I just don't really see it for them. They're kind of like missing their identity a little bit. But anyways, Canada here. Canada. I don't have Canada getting out of the group stage here. And it's no disrespect to Canada at all, but here's my reasoning. Canada is a very young team. They respect to them. They won World Cup qualifying in CONCACAF, well deserved. But they are a very young team. Alphonso Davies is young. Tajon Buchanan is young. Kyle Larin is young. They have a very young, inexperienced, in major tournaments team. And this is a team, though, that could surprise you because they are very good. They're very good on the counterattack. And, you know, they're a strong team overall. But I just think the inexperience is really going to get to them in this World Cup. I mean, it's Canada. It's Canada's first World Cup in,
36 years.
Yeah, like a long time. And, like I think this will be a great experience for these players, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough here.
They just got to do the opposite of what they did against Honduras in the Nations League.
And
Yeah, well, we
I
literally
just
got
need
a
to-
red card, so like,
and that's the thing. Like respect to you,
It's okay.
to you
The
guys.
big three all played rough.
Well, let me just say something. You're saying, you were saying, oh yeah, Canada was winning this game 4-0. They were winning this game. These are games against like low level CONCACAF like teams. Like these aren't teams against like Belgium and like Netherlands and Denmark. Like
I think
come
that-
on,
I
dude.
think
These are games against Honduras, Curacao.
oh my, you really want to get this started right now,
bro. Like no like it's good that you guys can like really beat these teams, which you should. But like, come on, man. Like
I do think that Canada needs to set up some quality September window games.
I agree.
I think if we have a Canada versus Chile or like Canada versus
Ecuador or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's-
Canada versus anything in
understandable.
South America, I think
I need
that
to
can
see it.
that can show I think where Canada's standing at the moment.
Yes, I agree. I need to see that Canada can beat these higher teams because they're killing CONCACAF right now, which is great. But this is the World Cup for a reason. They need to prove they can beat teams in other like continents here. So yeah, set up some friendlies against South American teams, whatnot. Prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong.
oh, don't worry, don't worry.
Hey, we'll be
But it's
we'll be
okay.
rooting for Canada, but
Yeah, of course we will. But I need
support
to
our
see it.
CONCACAF friends.
I need to see it. So right now I think they'll keep it close though. It'll be close, but they're gonna finish just outside, get third here. Croatia, they're so experienced. I mean, this is a team that literally made the final.
Yeah.
They're one of the older teams at this World Cup, so that could, limit them a little. I mean, Luka Modric, that's all I have to say right there. I mean, that guy's a magician.
Oh, dear.
I mean, he's 37 years old, but he's still playing at the highest level for Real Madrid right now. Probably, arguably, the best midfielder in the game right now. And I just think Croatia's experience, they still have a solid team all around, bringing in good talent. And I think it'll be enough for them to get second here. And now let me talk about Belgium. So you don't have Belgium advancing, and honestly, I'm not mad about that because they've looked a little poor recently. They've looked like really poor, but then they've looked really good. So it's kind of weird, but this is it for Belgium. This is it.
It's do or die.
It's literally do or die. I mean, this is like our third straight World Cup talking about their golden era, golden age for Belgium. These players here, like, are probably not going to be here in 2026. I mean, some will still be, of course, but, I think a lot won't be. And this is a team, Belgium, that, they get so far in tournaments, but they just can't finish. They can't finish it. They'll get to the quarterfinals. They'll get to the semifinals. They haven't really gotten to the finals, but they get to the semifinals a lot in tournaments. They have recently. 2018 World Cup, got to the semifinals, barely lost to France. I mean, Belgium looked really good in that game too. It was a really, really close game. And most of those players are here with Belgium. So yeah, they've looked a little rough in the Nations League, but they've also looked pretty good. And I think they're gonna really put it together in this September window.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna dominate here. And they're gonna look so good in September. And it's gonna make me feel good about my prediction here. And
Oh boy.
I think Belgium has another really big run in this tournament, and that's just
Will it be the run is the question.
It might be, and that's just who they are as a team. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, like, what a player he is. I mean, they have Axel Witsel, Thorgan Hazard. If Eden Hazard can get back to his form, watch out. Romelu Lukaku too. Like, this team has so much talent. Their defense is a little older, a little shaky, but I think if they can control the possession, which they're really good at with their like star-studded midfield, they'll be okay. So Belgium will take this group here. But I think this is definitely a fun group to see. I think it's going to be very close between all four teams, honestly. But right now, I'm going with the experience. I'm going with the talent. Give me Belgium. Give me Croatia. Sorry, Canada, Morocco. Another
Oh boy.
time.
Hey, I mean,
Gotcha.
we'll just have to see if and how predictions may change come November time. But oh boy, things definitely got heated there for a minute. Now, on to Group G. Group G, we have the teams such as Cameroon, Switzerland, and Serbia, all facing for second place.
Yep.
As we,
I mean, all I have to say about Brazil is Neymar and Vinicius Jr. Like, come on now, guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like the Argentina group. Like Brazil is going 3-0, 9 points, like easy.
they might
for
have
them.
9 goal differential.
Honestly,
They could. Yeah, I mean, you got Neymar, you got Vinicius. I mean, you've got Rafinha, you've got Richarlison, you've got Fabinho and Casemiro in the midfield. I mean, they have talent, just like
Brazil, I think they believe they're due for a World Cup win. So this
Yes.
might be this might be crazy for them.
Yeah, I mean, they got Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, Ederson, and Allison in goal. Like, this team is loaded right now. Like, even Gabriel Jesus up top, Roberto Firmino still. Like, they have options. They're in a really good spot. They won their World Cup qualifying for a reason. They're a very strong team, and they're going to win this group. Without a doubt here. But second place will be interesting, but as of right now, I think Serbia takes it with a bit of ease here.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, Switzerland have looked really bad. Oh, God, Switzerland have looked so bad. So bad, Switzerland. I mean, they got the one lucky win against Portugal, but again, my boy Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't playing.
R.I.P.
And, even in that game, like Portugal should have scored. I mean, they had like a goal disallowed. Like I think they had 2 goals disallowed. Like they hit the post. Like they just got really unlucky. Switzerland got very lucky. They won that game.
It's like
They scored
Costa Rica, New Zealand.
They scored their goal in the first minute in that game.
yeah.
So before that, wow, have they been bad? Switzerland have been bad. And this is a team like everybody was really high on because they were the team that like beat Italy, I think, in their group, in the World Cup qualifying group. And put Italy in that position to lose to North Macedonia. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what happened. But yeah, unless Switzerland can turn it around this September, I don't have any faith for them. They just look too poor right now.
I think the September window will be important for Switzerland for sure.
And and Serbia have looked good. Like that's the thing. Serbia have looked solid. I mean, they beat Portugal in World Cup qualifying. They beat them in the last match day to get the automatic qualifier.
Yeah.
So I really like Serbia right now going through as the second team. They just look a lot stronger. As much as I would want to say Switzerland, they're just not showing it to me right now. And then don't even get me started about Cameroon. Like, they shouldn't even be here. Like
R.I.P. Algeria. We feel for you.
Like, poor Algeria. Like that really sucks for them. But I mean, no, Cameroon, they're a decent team, but
Talk about Australia all over again.
Stop.
but like I just don't think they're gonna be able to compete with these European and South American teams here.
And we're really putting no faith on these African squads except Senegal.
Except Senegal, because Sadio Mane,
I'm telling. If Egypt was here, man, I think it'd be like a game.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Like,
it had to be Egypt or Senegal. It
I
couldn't
know.
be both.
I would love to see if this was Egypt instead of Cameroon.
Ooh, that would have been interesting.
That would really shake things up. So I would have loved to see
2026.
that, but because it's
Telling you.
Cameroon and I just don't really believe in them. I think they got pretty lucky to get here. I think Algeria is honestly the better team and should be here. I just have Cameroon 4th, Switzerland 3rd right now, and then Brazil 1, Serbia 2. Those two teams going through.
Is Switzerland going through, or is Serbia going through?
Serbia.
Or is Cameroon going through?
So I actually misclicked and had Cameroon going through. So that's kind of awkward. But no, but I think Serbia is definitely going to take the second place spot.
Fair enough. Okay, we like to hear that. Now, guys, last group before we get to the knockout round predictions. We have Portugal.
No, I'm looking at it.
I gotta add that in as a custom sound.
Yeah, you
Just
gotta-
say, and then Ghana. Could have been Nigeria, maybe should have been Nigeria, but who knows? Uruguay and South Korea. Another team with a little bit of a soft, not as much of a soft spot as Japan, but like I like to see South Korea do well sometimes as well. But Portugal and Uruguay is going to be tough to go against, and that Ghana-Uruguay match is going to be fun as well.
Oh, yeah,
so,
that's going to be real fun.
So, Seth, I think we know who's going to be at least one of the two teams qualifying, but who will be the other?
Yeah, so I got Portugal, of course, winning this group. I mean, the talent is just beyond every other team.
Oh, no, he's going to go on his big, long speech now.
This is where I would press the C sound effect if I had one.
I mean, of course, you got the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, you have so many other great players in Bruno Fernandes. You got Rafael Leao. You got Bernardo Silva. You got Diego Jota. You got Ruben Neves. Like, Mateus Nunez and Ruben Diaz and Pepe and Joao Cancelo and
the interesting
Nuno Mendes. I could literally name the whole their whole team is just so talented.
The interesting thing about this group though is that every team in this group is from a different continent. So like these teams don't play each other often. So it will be good tests because Portugal, they're really good against European squads, but these are good teams from other continents. So it'll be interesting to see how those dynamics shift.
Yeah, I think Portugal will take the group here.
Yeah, they do have
way
experience.
Too talented. They looked a little shaky recently, but honestly, when they're on the ball and they're pressing and they're on the attack and creating chances, they're a scary team to be against. They're like you don't want to be the defense against that counter attack ever.
Well, because the World Cup, they'll have their lineup finalized. They won't be messing around like in this Nations League.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I second here I got Uruguay. I think Uruguay's gonna take it. I mean,
yeah, they look good.
Yeah, I think
they've kind of been on a tear lately, so it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they're one of the giants in South America. I mean, Luis Suarez and Edison Cavani up top. What a combination! It's been their combination for years, and they've been so good. Darwin Nunez coming in, got a huge contract at Liverpool.
Please go to Man U.
Yeah, we wish.
Too late, Chief.
He'll be good. I mean, they have some really good players here, and I think a lot of these games are going to be scrappy. Like these are going to be some scrappy wins here. But I think Portugal and Uruguay, the experience, the talent is there. They're going to get through here. I think Ghana is going to finish third here. I think Ghana's one of those teams that just really rivals like a lot of bigger teams and like really well.
They can hold their own.
Yeah. I mean, like
they could get a point from every team here.
I mean, we 2010 World Cup against Uruguay. Luis Suarez in his hand, like we know, everybody knows
prevented
about
a semifinal appearance.
Yeah, that could have been the first time for Africa there, and then for an African nation, and then, in 2014 when they were with USA and Portugal
and Belgium,
yeah,
that was a group,
and I mean Ghana pretty much held their own, I think, in that group, kinda like they were decent. So this Ghana team has some decent players too. Thomas Partey, the one that I can think of off the top of my head on this team, is very solid midfielder for them. And I think they're gonna keep it close. They could have a chance to get second here, but I think they're gonna scrape and claw their way. But it's not gonna be enough, and I think they'll just finish third here. And then South Korea. I mean,
unfortunately,
I love you guys. I mean, you got my boy Human Son on there, who we love.
Amen.
Man,
he's gonna be a major threat, of course.
They got them fancy pink kits.
Yeah,
it's always good to see.
I mean, South Korea is a good team. They're obviously gonna, keep it close. Yeah, they will.
I don't think they'll get blown out of the water in any of these games.
No,
probably not.
I think. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if South Korea finished third or something. Like it.
Right.
Like it couldn't. It's really like a coin flip there. But I think this group will be super close, and yeah, at the end of the day, I got Portugal and Uruguay advancing.
All right, Isaiah, any objections to that one?
Nope. That's all I gotta say. No.
Gotta keep it short and sweet. Okay, and with that being said, let's move on to the round of 16. So now we're going matchup by matchup, and if I remember correctly, I think you both had the same Group A and B finishes.
Yes.
So if that were the case, first place Netherlands would be facing second place USA. And first place England would be facing second place Senegal, I think, for both of your guys' predictions.
Yes.
Seth, would you like to go first for the knockout predictions?
Yeah. So starting with Netherlands, USA. I mean, as badly as I want to say USA here, I just can't.
And the Dutch are too good.
They are. The Dutch are. I think they're just going to overwhelm the USA. I think the USA. This will be a really good match. If this happens, this will be a really good game. But I think the Dutch are just, like I said, going to overwhelm. They're just going to overpressure them, control the game, have most of the possession here.
Yeah.
Create really strong chances. And it's just going to be too much for the U.S. and their youth and their youngsters here. Netherlands, like I said, really good experience.
Finals, semifinals, third places.
Yeah, and they're a team that goes far in tournaments. So this is a team that's not going to be messing around. It's going to be really hard for the U.S. to break down this Dutch defense, I think, especially with Virgil van Dijk. They're going to be in trouble a little bit. But I think the USA, they're going to really fight. They're going to try and hold their own, keep it close, but it's not going to be enough at the end of the day. Netherlands are going to the quarterfinals here.
Okay, Isaiah, how do you feel?
Literally the same thing. I mean, they're so strong, and I mean, the USA is not a bad team by any standard, but in comparison to a team where you have literally Virgil van Dijk, Memphis Depay, like, come on, it's not really.
I think if any team besides England come out in second in Group B and have to face Netherlands, it's going to be a tough one for anyone. But we're hoping it's the USA for obvious reasons. And
yeah, I mean,
but unfortunately, I think the road might stop at the round of 16 if we have to face Netherlands. All right, next matchup: England Senegal. I feel like this could be a fun one.
It is going to be a fun one.
This is going to be a really fun one. I mean, this is something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
England against an African team. England
hasn't. They've been kind of shaky.
Get their act
That's
together.
kind of thing. It's weird. Like it's so strange to say that.
Who loses 4-0 to Hungary at home?
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like Senegal
94 years or something.
I feel like Senegal with Sadio Mane has been like crushing it, and it's so weird to like.
Or at
say
least
that
their individual players have been doing well at their clubs.
Yeah. Interesting. So I actually think that Senegal is going to put up a good fight, but I think England might actually get their stuff together and come in with the win.
Yeah. So I like to shake things up here a little bit. And,
spicy.
Yeah. It's never always just gonna be the best teams that that are gonna win every game. But
Russia made it to the round of 8 in 2018.
Yeah, so I think.
Granted, they were the host nation, but still.
I think it's always crucial in the World Cup to pick some underdogs here,
Ooh,
and I'm going Senegal.
That's spicy.
Senegal will beat England here. Like I said, if England can change their form,
they can actually get it together. Yeah,
then
September.
Then I can maybe. Then I might change my prediction, but I'm going off of what I'm seeing right now, and this Senegal team could beat this England team. They could.
I haven't been paying attention to the AFCON qualifiers, but I think Senegal's been looking good.
Senegal's crushing it, of course. But this is the best African team, and like England, like I said, really shaky in the back. They haven't been able to find their identity. They've been lacking creativity up front, and it's just looked really poor. But Senegal, like, they're a fast team. They're an exciting team. They're good on the counter. They will expose this back line of England here if they don't get their act together. So I still think it'll be a good game because it's England, of course, talented team. But man, Senegal, I think this is a team that can push the boundaries here at this World Cup and beat a big team like England, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Senegal will be going to the quarterfinals.
Oh boy! All right, we like to see that. Now,
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, we'd always like to see some new teams in the quarterfinals. It's always a good time
for sure.
But anyways, Group C and Group D. Now, you guys did have some very differing opinions, so your matchups are going to be different. Seth, let's start with your two matchups from Group C versus Group D. What do you think is going to happen? Argentina and Denmark going to make the round of 8? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, so I'll start with a very exciting game here. Argentina versus France.
A repeat.
Yeah, so
2018.
So in my bracket, that's what it would be, with France finishing second here and Argentina finishing first. Man, yeah, like you said, Round 2018 rematch here. That was a tough pill to swallow for Argentina to lose. Very good game, but the script will be flipped this time around in 2022. Argentina will beat France, and their World Cup curse will occur in the round of 16. France will be out of the World Cup. Argentina, like, this team is just so good right now, and I'm not going to go on that rant again about them, but like they have it all, and they look so right good. Yeah, and France is scaring me a little bit. I don't know what to expect. Yeah, in a bad way, and I don't know what to expect from them. So because of that, I've got to go Argentina. They just look so good right now, and I think they can really get it done against this French team right now, who have been a little bit lackluster. So, but this will be a battle, and I'd love to see this rematch once again. So I'm very excited. But yeah, Argentina is going to pull it out at the end of the day.
All right. And your next match would probably be Poland-Denmark, right?
Yeah. So my next one here, Poland-Denmark.
Oh man, poor Poland. Oh no.
Yeah, this is. I think this is.
We need a miracle from Lewandowski if that's the case.
I think this has the potential to be a decent game, but Denmark's taking this one all the way here. Unfortunately, Poland won't go much further than the round of 16. I just don't think they have the team to really carry them that far.
Seems fair.
And Denmark, like I said, they have it all. They're my X Factor team. They're good at every level. They look strong. Chemistry is there with them. And I just don't see them falling to a team like Poland here this early in the World Cup. So, yeah, Argentina and Denmark will be going through here to the quarterfinals.
Now, Isaiah, we're going to turn it over to you. And that's interesting because I think, based on your predictions, you have Argentina and Denmark facing each other right now, do you?
Yeah, I do, actually. And I think it's fair to say, although Denmark is a really strong team and they are the X Factor team, as we have continued to talk about, Argentina definitely has a stronger lineup overall, and they've obviously been showing that they're a really good team, and I think they're going to beat Denmark. And then I have France facing Mexico.
That could actually be kind of fun one to see.
Fun
one just in terms of the matchup itself.
In terms of the actual match, but I think it's fair to say, I think Seth was mentioning earlier, Mexico hasn't been amazing this
they look
year,
off for some reason.
I think France is definitely going to pull that win.
If France gets to face Mexico, I do think France would move on from that one. But that would be cool. That would be interesting to see. All right, Group E versus Group F. So, Seth, I'm trying to remember, but I think it's going to be Germany versus Croatia for you.
Yes.
And then it's going to be Spain versus Belgium.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so you got some pretty spicy matchups here. That's what I love about the World Cup, especially when you start getting the round of 16. Like, every game is good from there on out.
Stay tuned for World Cup coverage in November, guys.
Yes, it's going to be great.
Subscribe for that.
Yeah, so starting with Germany, Croatia, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. I mean, these are two quality sides. I mean, you got Croatia, 2018 World Cup finalists. And then Germany, who won it in 2014. Both teams know what it takes to go all the way.
Oh, yeah.
So, man, it's tough. But at the end of the day, I got to go Germany here. I just think Germany is just going to be too much for Croatia. Like I said, Croatia's getting older, and Germany's young. They're hungry. They're physical. They're a team that will bully you off the ball. And this German team just right now has the capability to make a good run. And Croatia, I think they're going to need a little bit of like Luka Modric magic, which they could get. They're going to need a lot of creativity in their midfield, I think, to escape this game. But it's really going to be a tough one for them. I mean, Germany can really just hurt you on the counterattack, really press you, and they're scary, like in a good way. Like,
oh yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I think Germany should take this match over Croatia.
Okay.
And then yes, the second one here between Belgium and Spain. Man, I was really going back and forth with this game. If this game happens,
could go to penalties.
It really could. Like, this is going to be such a good game. Like, like such a good game. But I'm going to go with a surprise pick, which I don't think a lot of people will agree with me on, but I'm taking Belgium here. Taking Belgium over Spain to go to the quarterfinals.
Fair enough.
I hate having to I hate having to eliminate Spain so early
Yeah.
because they are such a strong team, and they've
It's what happens in the World Cup.
it is, and I just think the inexperience could be a little bit of an issue. I think that Belgium understands the situation they're in, that it's now or never for this team. So this Belgian team has to do it now. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, they're going to be able to take care of Spain. But again, this could go to extra time. This could go to penalties. So this will be really close, I think. But Belgium will squeak it out at the end of the day.
All right. Now, Isaiah, your predictions. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you would have Spain versus Croatia.
Correct.
And then Canada versus Germany.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So Canada versus Germany. Unfortunately, Canada is.
This is where
I don't
the
think we're
magic
going to
run
get
ends.
crushed, but we're definitely not going to win that match. And then Spain versus Croatia. I think it could go either way if you ask me. But I think Spain is going to pull out the win here.
Okay, so Spain and Germany will both advance.
Yes,
There we
sir.
go. Okay, Group G versus Group H. Another interesting matchup. Seth, you and I think Isaiah too, same time. Well, you'll both have Brazil versus Uruguay,
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
and you'll have Portugal versus Serbia.
Yes.
Okay, Seth, take it away.
Yeah, so Brazil, Uruguay. I mean, South America matchup battle between two South American giants.
I really
of
feel
course.
like the South American teams are pretty much like the only ones that can pose a threat to Brazil.
Basically.
Yeah. But the thing is, we've seen what Brazil has done in World Cup qualifying to every single
Other
other
team.
South American team, and
It's not pretty.
it really isn't. And Brazil's gonna win this game. Brazil's gonna beat Uruguay here. Uruguay will try, but Brazil's just too talented. They look too good. I mean, this team always looks good, and it's just going to be way too much for Uruguay. Really going to get overwhelmed once again. Brazil are taking this one.
Okay.
Portugal, Serbia. It's Portugal. It's Portugal. I mean, yes, Serbia beat them to get the automatic qualification in the last day there, but they messed up by doing that. Because if they meet again, Portugal are going to get their revenge, and they are not going to let that happen again. And they will make a statement in this game against Serbia, and they will beat them like convincingly, I think.
Oh boy.
So I think Portugal are going to really show their stars here in this game. So yeah, Brazil and Portugal for me are going through.
All right. Do we have any objections from Mr. John?
No.
Love to hear it. He's a man of few words. Let's move on to the round of 8. Things get even spicier. So Seth's round of 8 is Senegal versus the Netherlands, right?
It is Netherlands versus Argentina.
Oh, whoops.
And Senegal versus Denmark.
Oh, I'm going one round ahead. I was going Final Four, my beam. So Netherlands, Argentina, Senegal, Denmark. Okay. And then you have, I can't even think what you have at this point.
Honestly, mine's completely different. So I have Argentina versus the U.S., Brazil against Spain, Netherlands against France,
I thought
and then
you had
What?
no, go to round of 8.
round of
Yeah,
8.
quarterfinals.
I'm literally on the quarterfinals. I'm serious.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. It's
I
just
thought you didn't pick the U.S.
Yeah,
team
you
at all.
didn't pick the U.S. to win.
I
Did you do by accident?
no. I think I actually had the U.S. coming up on top here. Like,
Oh.
hold. No, I'm not. I'm not
That's
crazy.
not what you said like
I'm not-
20 minutes ago.
Or 10
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I chose Senegal instead of Serbia. That's what it was. So I had, with that thought process, I had the U.S. winning against Senegal.
Okay. So
So it should actually be.
So
Wait,
did you have Senegal winning their group and U.S. coming in second? Because that's the only way they would face each other.
yeah, but that was a. But I remember I made that mistake. I was supposed to have Serbia instead of.
Wait,
Am I-
Serbia's
am I
in,
cra-
Serbia's
Hold
all
on.
the
Hold
way-
on. Am I tripping? Hold on.
Serbia's
I
all the way in
got-
group
I
G.
gotta
say- hold on.
Hang on.
Okay, I guess I did have the U.S. right.
He did.
I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. It's
Isaiah
very late at night.
Isaiah doesn't even know what he predicted.
Dude, I am half asleep right now. Some of this is wrong.
Oh, it's 'cause you never like finished your picks from the group stage. You didn't pick third and fourth.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
That's why it's all messed up.
Okay, I got you. Well, we're gonna just go off of Seth then, and then I will give my opinion on his predictions. Okay. It's been a very long night, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so Seth, you have, say it again, Argentina, Senegal, and then Netherlands, Denmark?
Argentina, Netherlands, Senegal, Denmark.
I'll get it right one day.
Okay.
Yeah, so Argentina, Netherlands.
That would be a fun one to see.
That's going to be a really, really good match. But I keep saying it, Argentina is just looking unstoppable right now. They're going to get it done here against the Netherlands, but it's going to be a really close one. Like, this is one that could go to extra time. Like these are two giants of football right here. I mean, you got Argentina, who... I mean, they have Messi. Like, you don't really need to say anything else. They can hurt you on the counter attack. They have really good combination plays and really good vision with their midfield and just create good chances. And the Netherlands, I mean, they can hurt you with possession. They can hurt you up the middle, hurt you with putting dangerous balls into the box. Like, both these teams are good, very good. But Argentina, to me, just seems a little bit more complete, very sure of themselves, very confident, and I think Argentina goes to the semifinals here.
Okay.
Agreed.
Agreed from Mr. John. We like to see that.
Of course, yeah.
Now, is that the Senegal, Denmark, right? That was the other matchup?
Yeah,
that seems interesting as well. Is an African team the team to dismount Denmark? Will Denmark continue their magical run?
I'd be very surprised.
Senegal will not be the team to take out Denmark. Denmark is going to the semifinals. I am saying it now. And will lose to Argentina. I am saying it now, and they're not going to be stopped. They're not going to be stopped probably until semifinals, but they're going to make it there. I feel bad for Senegal. It would be cool to see an African team get to the semis.
Right.
But
maybe this isn't the time.
No, I just think I just think this isn't a good matchup for Senegal. I think they're going to struggle here a little bit against Denmark.
Right.
I think they'll be able to create some good chances, but I think Denmark just overall is much more of a complete team, and I think they'll be able to get it done here against Senegal.
Okay. Now, Mr. John, Senegal versus Denmark.
Denmark. Unfortunately, Denmark.
Denmark will win that one. We apologize, our African fans out there, people that are Senegalese.
Sorry, guys.
But hey, who knows? Maybe things will change when the actual World Cup happens. Prove us wrong, guys. Prove us wrong. Seth, Group E, F, G, and H. What are your matchups?
Yeah, so the last two in the quarterfinals, I have Germany versus Brazil, the rematch.
Oh, gosh.
And I have Belgium versus Portugal.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
So, starting with Germany, Brazil, it's revenge time.
Ooh,
it is revenge time for Brazil. They are going to get this win. 7-1 is not happening again. They will not be embarrassed like that once again in the World Cup by Germany.
They will eviscerate their demons.
Yes, this will be a very angry and determined Brazil.
Yeah.
And they are going to make sure that same mistake won't happen again. They're going to get it done, and they're going to the semifinals.
Okay. Portugal, Belgium.
Man, you know how bad I want to say Portugal for Cristiano, but I actually got Belgium here.
Okay.
Portugal will be knocked out in the quarterfinals, unfortunately, but I keep saying it. It's now or never for Belgium, because if they don't do it now, I just don't really see them, doing anything great in 2026. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they get some more talent coming in, but their players are starting to get a little bit older, but they're at their peak right now. A lot of them are in their prime, like their true prime. So, this is it right here for them. So they got to do it. They're the second-ranked team in the world for a reason. They need to prove it here, and they're going to go to the semis.
Okay. Mr. John, do you agree with those assessments?
Yes.
We like to see it. Okay, yeah. Once we get to the nitty gritty, it gets harder to disagree with these picks because there's just fewer matchups left. But okay. So your semifinals: Argentina versus Denmark, and Belgium versus Brazil.
No.
No.
No. It is Argentina versus Brazil and Denmark versus Belgium.
Well, that's more interesting.
Interesting. I didn't realize that's how that worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the groups go different. It's not goes group. Okay. That's.
No, all good. All good. It's hard to do it off. Like,
yeah, off the
just
top of my head, I
off,
was
off the top of your head.
because all of the Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. I'd have thought it was a tree branch like that, but it goes literally group winners. Okay, Argentina. Okay, so the South American Giants go at it, and then the European Giants, kind of.
Yeah. So Argentina, Brazil here in the semifinal. I have no idea. I literally have no like this could literally go both ways here. Like, both teams are so strong. They're the best. They're the two best in South America. They hate each other. Oh, this would be such a good semifinal game. They hate each other.
That's wild.
And I just think Brazil though is I hate to say it because Argentina. I could see it being Argentina, but I have Brazil.
Okay.
I picked Brazil. I think at the end of the day, this is a game that could go to penalties. And I think Brazil can get it done. Argentina have struggled in penalty shootouts in the past.
So it's in their best interest to not go there.
Yes, but man, this is really a coin flip. But I'm going to go Brazil. I think Argentina and Lionel Messi's storybook run comes to an end here, unfortunately. But it's really, really close. If anybody picks Argentina, I don't blame you. Doesn't surprise me.
Isaiah, would you pick Argentina or does Brazil go through?
That's really tough, but I think Brazil is. I think they're going to pull the win here. Yeah.
Okay. There we go. And now Belgium versus Denmark.
I'm getting ready for the X Factor speech.
Can Denmark topple the Belgian Giants?
Yeah, so I got I don't. Denmark's run, unfortunately, does come to an end here.
Oh, whoops, wrong one. Nope.
Oh.
Dang.
I hate to say it. I love Denmark. I've loved them throughout this whole tournament here, but their run comes to an end in the semifinal.
So sad.
Like, Belgium has to win this game. It's a must-win for Belgium, and they're done getting out in the semifinals. Like, they've done it too many times now. They need to get to a final. They are going to get to their first final. This is it for them, and they're gonna get it done. They have the team to do it. This will be a really good match. But I think Belgium can. This will be a good matchup for them, and I think it's in their favor actually.
Okay.
So, Belgium's moving on.
Mr. John.
Oh yes, of course.
Same.
There we go. So Belgium. So Belgium versus Brazil or Belgium versus Argentina, because it's really a coin flip for that South American duel. But Belgium versus Brazil, number 1 versus number 2 in the world.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
I actually didn't realize that like when I picked it, but then I
crazy
was
how
at the
that
rankings
happens.
and I was like, wow, 1 and 2.
So they better show up or show out. This could be interesting.
I mean,
who wins it all? Who wins it all in Qatar?
Yeah.
This is our early predictions. Who knows? Subject to change come November, but we're just doing this for fun.
It's Brazil.
Ooh,
Brazil is
gets
winning
title number
the
6.
2022 World Cup. I feel for Belgium here. It's like you want them to win because they've come so close so many times, but this is even going to be even more painful for them. They're going to go all the way, but they're just not going to be able to get it done for Brazil.
It's going to be Argentina in 2014.
It is. I mean, Brazil just has so much talent right now. Like, it's absurd. Neymar and Vinicius Jr., who's been insane. Rodrigo, like, I could go on for days. Great midfield, great defense. Like, just such a complete team. And, like, they know how to win.
It's actually insane, yeah.
They know how to win. They know how to score. They're very good at scoring. creating very good chances.
And they're good at preventing goals too.
Yeah, like this is a team that knows how to get it done and is very capable of, going on a big run here.
So it's safe to say that Brazil are heavy favorites going into this World Cup. Like,
yeah, I think it's Brazil and Argentina.
They're
I
number
think
one
those
for
are
a
the
reason.
I think those are the two favorites there. And yeah,
Crazy.
they are number one for a reason. I mean, it's Brazil. Like, come on now. Like this team has what it takes. They got to do it now, and I think they will. And I think this will be their first World Cup since 2002. I think 2002.
Brazil?
Yeah.
To win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 20 years. It's been 20 years, but 20 years later, they're going to get it done once again.
Okay.
Brazil
I wouldn't be mad.
lifts the World Cup trophy in Qatar.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to be said. I feel like Brazil's going to pull the win here. I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah. Brazil versus Belgium. That would be a fun matchup, but I think Brazil probably, definitely has they just, like you said, they know what it takes. They've won championships before. They're a championship caliber winning team, and they've proven time and time again they're just timeless. They just keep breeding generations of generational players. Like it's insane. But
And just one quick point I want to make is I think the climate is going to be in South American teams' favor here because
it's gonna be spicy
in
hot.
Qatar,
Incredibly hot, yeah.
even their winter is like 100 degrees. So
Dear.
I think it plays into the obviously like Qatar themselves will play into their favor, but
If Qatar goes through, that could be a biggest upset.
but like teams that are used to that very hot and humid climate that are like very close to that equator, like Brazil. So I think that'll be good for Brazil. But yeah.
Okay. And there we have it. So any final words from the two of you before we close out the podcast?
I'm all set. I feel like you kind of said everything that needed to be said.
Yeah, I'm all set too.
Okay.
Let's go USA.
All right, so let's go USA indeed. So the next segment, I will be interviewing our other star, Simone, on to get his picks on the World Cup predictions. Depending on how long that is, that might be its own like separate sub episode, or it might be tacked onto the end of this. We'll see. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Of course.
Thank you, good sir.
Thanks.
You're welcome anytime. Hopefully these recordings aren't at midnight the next time you show
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Let's hope not.
Regardless, with that being said, this is all of us. It's Isaiah John, Seth Lerziak. I'm your host, Gabriel Lerziak. We're the Squad Goals podcast, and thank you for sticking with us. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.